friends. I'm Lindsay Morgan, Nonprofit Resource Specialist at the Community Resource Envision Center. But my friends call me Birdie, and you can too. Welcome to A Little Birdie Told Me, formerly known as the Envision Center News podcast. Around here, we share the good stuff happening in North Idaho nonprofits and philanthropy, the stories behind the work, the people making it happen, and the little things I'm hearing that are making a big difference in our community. So stay tuned for a bird's eye view of the true heart of our community.
Welcome, podcast interns, to the podcast, the other side, the other seat behind the mic. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having us on.
It's fun to be on the other side for a change.
Yeah. Okay, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah. So my name is Audrey McKinney. I'm 17 years old. Just finished my junior year, so we're going into my senior year pretty soon. Summer is flying by, and yeah, it's been such a great experience working here.
I love it. Well, we're going to get into that experience. Yeah. Hunter, will you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Hunter Paterson. I'm 18, and I don't know. I'm just here doing technical stuff, which I love, so.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoy it much. Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. You guys have been part of the Envision Center staff. You are on staff. You get paid. You're interns. We met you about 2 years ago, and you came to us because we put out an advertisement for you guys. We really were searching for you, and you came, which is such a beautiful, wonderful mystery and miraculous event in its own right. Tell us about how you heard about what we were trying to do and what made you interested.
Yeah, well, I can go first. So I heard about this experience from my tutor. I'm a part of a homeschool community called Classical Conversations, and so my tutor kind of let our whole group know about this opportunity. And honestly, I'm so happy that, of course, that I applied and all that, but looking back, I'm like, I was so nervous and so shy about the whole thing. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. I actually had no idea about what I was going to be doing. I was like, okay, maybe it'll be me interviewing people or learning how to do it, or maybe it's just a class, or I didn't think that you guys were actually going to trust some 14, 15-year-old kids to do the editing. But then when I came here and learned that that was what this opportunity was, I was like, wow, I didn't even know how to put something on a thumb drive. I was
oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it was a huge learning curve for me, but it was incredible.
Fantastic. Well, I'm so glad that you took a leap, that you overcame your fear and just were completely trusting of the process and, gave your time and talents to us all these Thursdays. So every Thursdays, these guys come and they show up and they get thrown a curveball here or there. And you guys just are so gracious and wonderful and accommodating to us. And we love that. What about you, Hunter? Tell us about your first experiences and thought processes.
Yeah, I was also in Classical Conversations. Sadly, I graduated. Great program.
Sadly.
Going off to college now.
Nice.
So I heard about it from my mom, but she heard about it from somewhere in the CC Underground News, from somebody in that loop, probably from Audrey's tutor. So I, of course, I like, doing that sort of IT department style stuff. I, of course, have been making videos for a while, so that was also, tied into why I wanted to do it, just to learn more about the equipment and how to produce this sort of style video and episode. So there's lots of learning opportunities, and at first I wasn't going to do that, but then I kind of realized if I'm just never going to just go after one chance, I'm just never going to get a good opportunity like this probably ever again. So I was super excited. I wrote up my paper, got sent in, came in, and it's, I made it. Okay, cool. I thought there'd be more competition, so lucky me, I guess.
There was only 3, and you have been the only 2 that have committed to coming and staying with it. But we're so grateful. And I think that that's just really neat, like how the universe works when, we put something out there, we're looking for this exact thing. And here you guys came, and you're coming in from Priest River, which is not a small drive. And, it's not terrible, but how often do you guys come into Sandpoint?
Fairly often, actually, because we live about an hour away from everything.
Okay.
So it's normal drive. I'll bet people back east or something would be like, oh, that's super far. Sorry, I'm going to be in Virginia, so I'm having to think of these things. But an hour isn't too bad.
Yeah, they
but
may spend an hour in traffic, but not necessarily an hour going 60 miles an hour to, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, when you live around here, you kind of get used to driving.
Yeah.
Like long distances. But yeah, I mean, we don't come into Sandpoint too often, but yeah, it's such a great community. Like I love even just like driving through downtown area and coming here. Yeah. So.
Good. Well, we're so excited that you guys have been doing this with us. Tell us a little bit about your process learning. So we had Chris Bassett, whose equipment this all has been, who blessed us with this opportunity about 2.5 years ago. And then he taught that initial class. You want to talk a little bit about that, how that experience went and how your brain may have been on overload or, just gobbling up information. What was it like for you to learn?
Yeah. So one of the first things I think I remember learning was just lighting and getting everything set up, which I thought would just kind of be a piece of cake, just put some lights on. But I learned there was a lot more to it. And, even just kind of learning how the camera works and how the camera is going to interpret the light. And so, yeah, it was really interesting.
Totally. Right. All these little things that you don't necessarily think about. And you're so like, you look at that board and all the knobs and all the buttons and all the things that you could break. And has anything ever broken?
No. I mean, I think we used to have 2 cameras going.
We did have 2 at one point.
No, we just have one.
But we didn't break it, right?
Right, we didn't break it. I don't think that was our fault. But yeah, I mean, honestly, though, that fear, I think, was kind of what held me back from feeling comfortable for a while, because I was like, oh my goodness, like, if something doesn't go exactly right and I don't know how to deal with it, just in the step-by-step way that I've been taught, like, I'm so nervous to kind of fidget around with things and figure out, just kind of troubleshoot and figure out what's the solution. And so, eventually though, you get more comfortable, you realize like, okay, it's not going to explode just because I turned it a little bit more to the right than it normally is. But yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine that in general, it's a whole lot of troubleshooting, right? So maybe the recording you think is going really well, and then you get back and you listen to it after the fact and you're like, oh my goodness, that sound level was funky, or the camera was doing something, or the person was, tapping on the microphones. And how do we make that not so terrible? But it's one, it's not rocket science. 2, it's meant to be fun. And 3, you get an A+ no matter what.
Thank you very much.
What about you, Hunter? What was that learning process like when Chris was teaching the classes, and what was going through your mind?
So I'd been actually learning a bit about this sort of thing pretty recently before coming here, but not physical cameras and lighting. I'd been doing it all in Blender, which is a 3D rendering program. Does a lot of different things. But I'd been making animations, so I'd been struggling with lighting. He taught me a lot about the physical lighting and how you point it at the ceiling instead of on the object or the focus of the shot. And one of the most impactful things, I think for me was the rule of 3s for how you line up your shot. Wow, now I get why they do it all the time. So you want your host always to the right, because right always has the position of authority, and then you basically split the screen into thirds. So you've got your top third, which usually is just the wall, is usually how we set it up here. and then 2/3 of the screen is going to be the subjects. And then you also want vertically split into 3 groups also. So that was very good for me to learn, and I can now apply that to my own projects.
Sure, or to photography, right? Yeah. I love it. This is great. We're getting a little nerdy and technical. This is what I was hoping for. No, it's what I was hoping for. I love it. Are you going to use any of this nerdy technical video in your college? What are you going to college for, Hunter?
Yeah, so technical stuff, I love it. But I'm going to be going to school to study for law.
Ah, very different.
So I definitely want to keep doing this sort of thing, so making videos and stuff as a hobby.
Yeah.
But I do want to pursue a career in law.
I love it.
So
okay.
And maybe take a couple computer classes or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Have things that keep your mind sharp and get you excited and can, like you said, be a hobby. We're going to get back to some more of the podcast stuff, but what about you, Audrey? What's happening with you? I know that next week is the last week that we get the two of you.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to have this, we're getting this little special opportunity to have you on the podcast, but where are you heading after next week?
Yeah. So, the end of August, I'm going to be leaving for Taiwan. I'm going to be spending a full academic school year abroad, studying at a local high school. And I'm going through the Rotary Youth Exchange program. I'm super excited. I'm going to be staying with 3 different host families and just trying to learn the language as best I can and just really adjust and integrate myself into the culture and all of that. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be so new. But
have you thought about potentially creating a podcast to talk about your experience over there?
I've thought about that. I've thought okay, maybe I could do like a YouTube channel or something like that. I decided just to kind of document my experience on Instagram.
Cool.
I was like, I think that would be so fun to do, but at the same time, I want to make sure I have enough time and all that.
Yeah, it might take you out of the moment.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You only get a year there. You want to soak up all of those experiences. That's going to be so incredible. I find that incredibly brave to go and experience a whole new culture and a whole new language with a whole new family. It's very exciting. Yeah.
You can't believe that I'm actually doing it. Like, this is crazy.
Did you get an opportunity to talk to some of the other Rotary youth or any of the exchange students that are here in town this year?
Yeah, I've been to a few of the Sandpoint Rotary Club meetings, and I got to meet the exchange students who are here, and then also another exchange student who is going abroad with me this year. So yeah, it was great getting to hear their experiences.
Very
and
cool.
Sharing the excitement.
Yeah, we got to partner with the 3 Rotary youth for the Festival of Trees. They each designed a tabletop tree from their country. So I believe it was Brazil, Switzerland, and Italy.
Yeah,
yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it was really neat. Just a really cool opportunity for them to showcase where they're from, to then be part of our community. So where's the other youth exchange person going to?
Brazil.
To Brazil.
Yeah, she's actually already left.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. Gosh. It's so grown up of you, Audrey. I want to just talk about how when we met you guys 2 years ago, your confidence level was so much different. The way you look, the way you speak, the way you make eye contact now, you guys are like totally different people. It's so cool to see. I love that we got to be part of that. And I wondered if any of this experience you felt helped shape you into who you are now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like, just kind of starting out initially by stepping outside of my comfort zone and learning a new skill that, I just felt so, just so uncomfortable with at first. Obviously that's going to help build your confidence when you realize, okay, I can do these things. I can learn how to do it. It's okay. And then I think also learning people skills, I guess, just kind of trying to talk a little bit with the guests who are coming in.
Yes.
And even just hearing the interviews, Lindsay and Connie, and yourself, you guys do such a great job. And just to hear the way that you listen and then ask questions. So understand on a deeper level, like all the amazing nonprofits and philanthropic organizations around here. Like, I feel like I've learned so much from that, and also just like learning about our community and just the needs and the ways to help, and just how many incredible people are spending so much time and so many resources in the right places to help people who actually need it. And
exactly,
yeah, it's so cool.
Just all of the energy that is spent doing good and caring about others in our community and just making things stronger. It is. It's an astonishing amount of nonprofits, and when you tally up all of the volunteer hours, the board hours, the staff member hours, like that go into all of the work it takes to serve people and strengthen our community, it's really, really amazing. We truly are built on nonprofits here in Bonner County. What about you, Hunter? How has this experience helped you grow?
So it was actually kind of sobering, actually, because I grew up doing 4-H, so I felt like, oh, everybody does volunteer stuff and just helps each other out. So it was sobering to hear that Idaho is one of the bigger, states, northern Idaho especially, for the nonprofit work and actually helping people, which is very sad, but it's also very, good to hear that at least northern Idaho is doing something. Another one of the big things I really learned while here is responsibility. It was very different to have to, by myself, drive in, keep track of when I'm driving in. Still, sometimes I come in and it's like, oh, well, I was supposed to check the text maybe an extra time, so I didn't come in and it's canceled or something. So I had to, I was also late a couple of the first podcasts, and that was always bad, but I'm getting better.
Just
and it's
managing
been a
your schedule.
Very good first job for me.
And
so.
Genuinely, I'm very excited for you to go to school, because I think that the biggest thing about going to college is managing your schedule.
Yeah.
Like being accountable, showing up to your classes, knowing how much time it takes to get everything done, knowing how much time it takes to make your breakfast before you leave. I mean, I was a spoiled kid. I had loving parents that, did my laundry, fed me, and then I had to figure out like, I have to add that into my schedule. I don't just get playtime. That to me in college was like probably the biggest learning, is just you're on your own to manage your schedule and to show up. And so I'm glad that we got to give you a little taste of that before you head away to go and do that. How about let's talk about some of the podcasts that might have stuck out to you guys the most. Any of the guests or episodes strike you as the most interesting or memorable over the years?
Ooh, what a good question. Okay, one of them that first comes to mind for me is CASA. I have an interest, I think, in just advocacy for people, either whether or not that's like in the court systems or in schools or, wherever that might be. I'm kind of still trying to figure out like where I feel most called to, but I just was so, it was so interesting to hear about that, and just like, I just felt like for me that was something where I was listening like for myself in a way, just to kind of like, just learn about how the organization works and how potentially I could help later on with something like that, even if it's
definitely. And you think about the people that don't have a voice, right? And you look at children, and they cannot advocate for themselves, right? And so, if they're in this situation with a family unit that's not on their side, and really, I mean, who's more vulnerable than our youth without a family support system? So it really is an incredible organization that is making, a huge difference in many of these children's lives. And like, I love that it opens your brain up to like, I don't know where that fits for me, but I like the fact that I can use my voice to help someone when they're not finding theirs or can't use theirs. That's cool. Excuse me. What about you, Hunter? Does any of our episodes stick out to you?
So, of course, there is the very, the very impactful ones that are doing all these really great things. For me, I'm a little weird. The ones that stuck out to me were the ones where I just like didn't see it coming at all. Because if you think of a nonprofit organization, you're going to think of, helping the homeless, giving people food, But then stuff like Carousel of Smiles was really interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that one was also cool because we got to then go to like their reveal party afterwards.
Yeah.
And that was cool to see the actual carousel and how much work they're doing on it. And I guess one of the more typical nonprofits that we got to talk about, the Tunnel to Towers, was still pretty interesting for me, mostly because I'd heard about it but had not known that it was in Idaho also.
Yeah,
So
and
was cool.
that just happened this past 4th of July, I believe.
Yeah.
And she brought that to us because she was over on the East Coast and just wanted to bring her passion to our community. And I think that's so incredible. The majority of our guests that come on this show, right, they have this passion. They decide to do something with it because it just bubbles up and festers. And then it blesses our community in these big and great ways. And I just love how many of us there are that are living our passions, and that it really encapsulates the full breadth of our community, because we just all have different passions. We have things that excite us. It's just fun to hear that you guys, CASA, Carousel of Smiles, Towers or Tunnels to Towers. Like, these are all very different organizations with a very different mission, but all strengthening our community. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. All right, let's see. Next question. What advice would you give to people who are thinking, oh, I should become an intern at the Envision Center and help with the podcast?
Ooh, advice? Okay, I feel like I'll leave Hunter to give some technical advice because he's probably stronger in that area. But advice from me, I think it would just be to just come in to like listen with an open ear and like just realize that like working here, like just the way that it just it feels like it opened my eyes to all of the incredible opportunities that are around, like all the ways to help, all the ways that you can get help if you need, and just to like hear how many amazing people there are. It's so different, I feel like, from what we hear on the news, and like it's so refreshing and so inspiring.
Cool.
And just to come and like want to connect with people and just have like an open heart and open ears to hear what's going on. Like it's such cool stuff.
I love it. And I love that you're giving the technical to Hunter. But I do want to say, you guys created an SOP. So any little interns out there listening, that's a standard operating procedure. And it has pictures and it goes start to finish. How was it creating that document? You guys worked together on that, right?
Yeah, it was pretty tedious. But yeah, I mean, it was good for us to kind of just like really remember and like refine the details of our process and make sure we're on the same page with everything that we're doing.
Yes, consistency across the board, and then it allows someone to pick up, and we have Stephanie who's using it now, and I think it's working pretty decently. I know she wants to meet with you guys next week to really dial in her sound, right? But like, it's amazing. I love that tool exists, because now whoever comes next is going to feel like they're well taken care of and can carry the torch, and then maybe they'll add to it or they'll refine it a little bit as things change, or as equipment breaks, or as we replace something. Hunter, what about you? What would your advice to a new intern be?
Yeah. So first of all, the standard operating procedure, it's kind of funny because the document took forever and it's not as useful as the video we made. That took like only one session to make. Anyways, advice. First of all, if you're nervous about doing it, just do it. The work environment here is amazing. You guys were very forgiving when we made mistakes. So much area to just learn. And then, of course, technical stuff. The headphones, if it is not working in OBS, you got to go to properties and manually go into the settings and select your output as the headphones for it to start, for you to hear it live as we're editing.
That's perfect. I'm sure the listener is like, I got it. Yep, check. I
stumped
love it.
me for a while, but it's like, it's just simple. Just
You know
good
what? Actually, I
settings.
think that did happen just recently with Stephanie.
That
I'll have
might
her
have been
listen.
was that the speakers?
Yeah, I think so.
Where they plugged in? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That also can be a little tricky, but
I love it. Well, just troubleshooting again. Nothing ever happens seamlessly. And I just love that you guys have embraced that and are able to pivot and adapt and, have a light heart about it because it was never about perfection. We're just so grateful that you guys have been here to help us and that we've got to see you grow and that you've been, really amplifying the voices of all of these nonprofits. It's not a small thing. And we're so grateful for all the time and energy and talent and gas that you paid and, rides that you piggybacked on to get over here to do this with us. And we're going to miss you. We're really going to miss you. Yeah.
I'm going to miss this job so much. It's been such a consistent and amazing and inspiring part of my life for so long. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that we get to see you both again, that you're going to come back and tell us about your experience abroad, and you're going to tell us about, which big cases you're representing as a lawyer, or that you decided to bail on your law degree and went into media and technology, a career in AI maybe. Who knows?
they could always that's always a good field to go into, I guess.
Well, sure. Do what you love. Yeah. I think, and going back to all of these nonprofits that we've listened to, I think the common thread with each of them is that they are doing something that they love. And you're going to be very successful if you get to be able to be bringing your time and talents to things that you love doing. So, cool.
Choose a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life.
Exactly. All right. Are there any parting words that you'd like to share with our audience before we go?
Well, thank you so much to anybody listening, and we hope that you just continue to really learn about the local nonprofits in this amazing community and help out in any way you can, and just, just
I love
go
it.
out there and care for our community.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah,
It's
thank
been,
you, Katie.
I don't know, this, in my opinion, I don't think I could have gotten a better first job than this. This has been so fun. I've learned so much in such a great environment. I don't know. It's just been really, it's been a great experience.
Oh, that makes me very happy. And I'm thrilled that this was your guys' first job and that we got to, break you into a world that we really were kind of learning alongside you. And you took a big load off of our team. And we just are so grateful that you were so reliable and persistent and, just troopers the whole way. So, all right. Well,
Thank you
next
very much.
episode is your last. Who do you hope it's with? Do we know who it's with?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
I haven't checked the calendar to see
Yeah.
who's the mystery guest.
We'll
Is there
see.
anyone that you really would like to have on the show that you never got to hear from?
We've covered so many amazing people. I'm not sure if there's somebody who comes to mind for
Yeah.
me, but I know there's still so many incredible organizations out there. And
There sure are.
Yeah.
I know. We'll discover them.
I would
Yes.
like to do the dentistry
The dentistry.
in Priest River. Yes.
Oh. Let's invite him on. All right,
That'd be fun.
give us a drop dead date on when you could maybe sneak one of these in and
Okay.
come out and we'll have the dentistry on.
Yes. Okay.
All right, I love it. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, friends, thanks for listening. I'll be back soon with more of the good news, but in the meantime, you can keep up with us on Facebook, Instagram, and at crecIdaho.com. Until next time.